Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome back to the NOFO Live podcast, where I, Sunitha, along with my co-host Tracy, we hop on every Friday and talk about everything North Fork. I'm feeling extra cold on the North Fork, even though today a little bit of the sun is out. I have just returned from a really warm tropical vacation in beautiful Belize. So hence the tan and also vacation brain. I haven't quite fully returned to the North Fork, but there is like so much going on. And as much as I enjoyed Belize, I feel like I missed so much going on the North Fork. A couple of things I want to mention that are coming on that I don't want to miss is the Cast Festival of Trees, which is an annual event where that sort of kicks off the holiday season on the North Fork. And so there will be a lot of trees auctioned off. I believe that is November 22nd, 23rd. So get ready for that. Another exciting news is, remember the farmers market that we used to have in Greenport that was outdoors and seasonal? The folks at Ian and Rosalie at Little Creek Oysters have decided to pitch in and help. They just got a new space on Main Street in Greenport. So the farmers market will move indoors for this season, which is yay, so exciting. I guess it'll be slightly smaller scale, just from logistics of space. But I believe it starts today, so you can still stop in there and get some seasonal produce that's growing and eggs, among other things. I see some comments about my hair. Yes, totally feeling the vacation vibes. I had to bring it home. I don't know how long it'll last, but it added to my mermaid vibe. Happened on. I wasn't sure if she was going to be able to make it because she is traveling for work and on a totally different coast. So her time frame is good. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a few minutes from heading out to site, but having my breakfast.
You like my vacation vibes that I brought
I
home with me?
do. I do. I love them.
I figure why not? I mean, I really,
Wait, did you
really,
also add color? Is there like red?
well, yes, you kind of have to buy hair to add to the braids.
Okay.
So the ones I bought had like red on the bottom. I mean, it's synthetic and.
Yeah.
But the reason you have it is so that in order to seal the ends of the braids, they kind of
Hmm.
put it in boiling hot water and then the synthetic hair sort of fuses together because you don't want to do that to your own hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I thought I'm going for it, so may as well.
Very
I mean, they
cool.
did have
Yeah.
regular brown black, but I was like, I'm going for it. Wait, I saw the guest and then I was busy chatting about what's coming up. So
About your
I
hair.
missed them. So well, yeah, I almost had forgotten about my hair until I saw a comment. I was like, oh yeah, hair. So I
I
hope
can
you,
see my camera is very dirty, but I don't want to
uh, well, tell everybody
put
where
my
you are. I
thumb
mean,
on
I
there.
could, I could talk about Belize all
Actually,
day.
it
Tell
is
us.
no, but actually it is relates to somewhat to our guest today. So I am in San Francisco. I am producing a show for one of my clients, which is the Asian American Foundation. Today is our first annual Youth Health Summit. So we have about 300 guests coming to the Commonwealth Club to talk about the AAPI-NH community and mental health within the
Well,
community.
you've done a whole bunch of events for TAF.
Yes, I have. I've been working with them for 5 years. Yeah,
And I know
I
you
know.
do like a summit, which I know I attended one of them with you in New York City. So.
Yeah,
But
we do
today,
songs all over the country. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, awesome. Well, good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
We're
Good
so excited
morning.
to have you on.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear about your art. But let's dive in. And can you introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are and what you do?
Hi, I'm Seung Lee. I'm a contemporary artist, originally from Korea. So I do a lot of mixed media paintings, large scale, and I'm kind of new to Norfolk community. We moved here about 8 years ago, right before COVID. So I'm
Okay.
so excited to be here to share my story and get to know you, get to know your community. So very exciting. So thank you for
Very
inviting
exciting.
me. Yeah.
Well, it's
Yes.
exciting for us too. Wait, I just want to, before we jump in, I want to say something. People always ask how they can get on the show and, who we reach out to or whatever. We actually have on our website, and infrequently we post it, guest suggestions, and you're welcome to suggest who you think would be a good conversation on the
Yeah.
show. And you suggested yourself. And we reached back out to you and we were like, yes, because we hadn't heard of you. We end up reaching out to people, that cross our path. So we're really happy that you reached out and here you are so we can hear more
Yes.
about you.
Yes, so many people recommended you should. Oh, you should get on their program because I keep asking. I say, oh, what should I do in Norfolk? I'm kind of new or this community. I need to know more. So they said, oh, they recommended you should get on because they. So I've been lucky that people I was surrounded by who really recommended where to go, what to do. So I'm so fortunate in that sense.
Well, we're so happy you found our website and that you were able to be on the show.
Yes, thank you.
So
So,
you mentioned you're from Korea. How long
Yes.
ago did you move here?
This is my 50th year being
Oh,
in the United States.
okay.
wow.
So this is a big year for me in a lot of different ways. So very special year. So yes.
And what brought you to the North Fork 8 years ago?
8 years ago, what happened was I was looking for a bigger studio, really, and
Hmm.
and I was looking more upstate. I thought I cannot find anything that's I can afford it in Norfolk where they have a house where we can live in and have attached to the big studio.
Hmm.
And we found this wonderful little area, Aquabog. I don't even know what Aquabog was.
Yeah.
Or how to say it. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't even know how to say it.
So I said, wow, this did a house and big storage unit. So I said, oh, I can do something with it. So we got lucky that it just happened because we were so lucky that we got rejected from our offer at the Woodstock in upstate Catskill. And so we got everything is happened to be. I mean,
Yes.
you gotta let it
Happened for
flow.
a reason, led you here.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So
Yes.
I'm learning so much about Norfolk, and I love it. I really love it so much here.
Sunita, I just want to jump in so everybody knows I cannot stay on the whole show. I just wanted to come on and say hi because our production is starting to load in now, but I wanted to wish you guys a good show and say hi, Sung, and
Yeah,
I will
sure.
definitely stop by and see your next show. So tell us where we can see your work.
Okay. I have a very smallish show at Alex Ferron Gallery coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a couple one piece there now. It's a group show, but
Okay, great. And
yeah. So
that's
in
in on
Kutchuk,
Main Road, right? In
yes,
Cutchogue, yeah,
in
on Main
Kutchuk,
Road.
yes,
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay,
you can
great.
still see my work there with among other artists there.
Okay.
And you
Well,
have
good.
you do you have some work currently also? I know you're also at William Reese Gallery.
Yeah. Yes, Williams Reese Gallery. I've been showing here and there, but my major show has been mostly international. So I'm so nice to be grounded in Norfolk, and I cannot find any other place to be. I mean, I'm really so lucked out.
That's wonderful. Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to wish you guys a good show and run off to my show. But it was so
Okay.
nice to meet you, Sung, and I will
Nice to
definitely
meet
check
you.
out your work. Okay,
Yes, I
bye.
Bye,
invite you to
Tracy.
my.
See you next
I
week.
will have my open
Okay.
studio. I will have my open studio in spring. I will. I hope
Oh,
definitely you can
yes.
come
Well,
because
Tracy
I
could
would
walk
love
there.
that.
She lives
yeah.
close
Yes.
enough. She lives close enough she could walk there.
Oh, great. That's great. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Wonderful. I look
fantastic.
forward to it.
Yes,
Okay.
great.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.
Nice meeting you.
Okay, I want to jump back and ask about how did you get started in the art world? What drew you to becoming an artist? Or are you
That,
born an artist? I don't know the answer.
okay, that is a really question that I mean it's really hard to answer because it came naturally. Because I think I was born with some talent because they told me that I won some prizes art competition in Korea when I was in elementary school. But actually, becoming an artist was kind of like unfortunate situation became positive situation because when I first came to the United States, 1975, there was an ESL class. So
Okay.
what they do is they say, oh, Song is 15, so therefore I'm gonna throw him in the 10th grade. So I cannot speak any English, so I was just forced to sit in classrooms, but I don't understand what they were saying. So all I did was drawing after drawing after drawing. So my drawing skill really got better and better and better. So the art class teacher said, "Wow, this guy's really talented." So even though with my lack of English, he got my portfolios ready and applied to one of the best school in Maryland Institute. It's
So,
in
so I guess
Baltimore.
instead of using language, you use art as your form of expression.
Exactly, because that was the one of the fortunate situation. So it was kind of like I had no choice but becoming an artist in a sense.
Okay.
So
Okay, that makes sense. And
yes,
so I want to hear the evolution of how you got to being bamboo trees,
yeah.
being the center of your art. So let's talk about what kind of art were you creating in the beginning, and what has your journey looked like?
Okay, at the beginning, I was more known for like a junk artist, meaning I use people's throwaway because I can relate to that because I grew up on the street when I was in Korea because we were very poor. So my aunt who got married to my uncle who was stationed American soldier stationed in Korea, they got married. So at the time, as long as you're blood related, you can invite. So my mom was invited first. Then mom was invite us, her children, five boys.
And the
Just
time frame to be able to immigrate from the date of invitation to being here was way shorter than it
yeah.
is nowadays.
Yes, because mom came, then within a year, we were all able to come and join her.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
from street, so I learned the street really well as a young age. So I was really, even nowadays, I never try to buy something new. If I can use something someone's throwaway or is a recycle or, I mean, secondhand. That's what I like about. So
Well, and
that's,
now, fast forward so many years later, the upsculpting or the upcycling movement is sort of what, more people gravitate towards. But at the time, I mean, now
exactly.
nobody would call it junk, but I guess at the time it felt like you were
Yes.
reusing junk and sort of giving it new life.
Exactly. That's what I was. I feel like my life was gave new life just being in United States. Because if I just sometimes even I wonder what would have happened to me if I was still in Korea. I probably was probably dead from starvation or in jail for trying to steal for food. So I'm so lucky one in here sitting with you, talking to you, and comfortably in big studio.
Well,
So
you're speaking the language of so many immigrants that sort of have this vision or dream or vision of America that anything is possible here.
yes,
And you sort of have been, like you said in your words, lucky enough to be able to walk that dream and walk that path to be
yeah,
able to be sitting here today.
exactly, because that's what every country kids growing up in other third world they want to be here. We look up to America as one of the dreamland. You work hard, you can go someplace. So our family was one of those where we work hard and everybody's comfortable. And I am so fortunate to be here and able to go to school because at the time I couldn't even, my family couldn't afford to go to school. I mean, send me to school, even it was a $5 a month tuition. So it is something that I'm very grateful for what America really made me as a person.
So coming from an Asian family myself, I understand the pressure of math and science and being in one of those STEM fields. And I think partly it's for survival because some of those fields provide, better employment and
Yes.
hence better financial security. So how did you manage to thrive and survive in an art field for so long? Because it's not necessarily the most highest paying
Yes.
profession you can get.
You are absolutely right. I disappointed my brothers and my mother because I was the youngest. So I was the only one able to go to school. And they were so disappointed when they found out that I want to be an art major. I mean, you just mentioned Asian mom was so disappointed because she really wanted me to be a doctor or lawyer.
But like I
And
said, I think it comes from a place of protection of, those careers will set you for life.
exactly,
Never mind the
yes.
happy part of it. At least it'll set you for financial
Yes,
life.
financially. And yes, I mean, it was very struggle to for my life. It was a very struggle to convince my family member and my friends that I want to be an artist. So I drove New York taxi cab to support myself. But I learned a lot about the human driving taxi cab for 6 years, yellow taxi. So you see immigrant story that I really cherish, that I mean, I'm one of them, lived American dream. So I'm so fortunate that I'm still able to do what I love to do and can share like today with you. And
But that's a struggle that transcends where you come from in terms of the passion. Obviously, we can see within you, you've done it for so many years, you have the passion. But to stay the path of what feels true to you and who you want to become in life,
yes,
there are so many hurdles to that, right? Whether it's
yes.
disappointing family, whether it's financial, whether it's just having the resources or even access to that.
Yes, so especially in our field, it is really you need financial support system to be successful. So I'm one of the very few start from the bottom up in a sense, and who's never gave up. You know, don't get me wrong, I had many chances I wanted to give up because I mean, I had like two daughters, raising them with like almost less than 20,000 income. So it was very difficult without any health insurance. So constantly trying to come up with the money for month to month. But I never so really wanted to give up. I just always wanted to do what I wanted to do. So in a sense, it is so. I tell all my youngsters, I said, just if you have passion, just stay with it. The light will shine. It's just you will eat as long as you can eat. You're in America, so
Well,
just
that's a really hard lesson for people to absorb, right?
yeah,
And some of us absorb it earlier, and some of us keep chasing what we think is a dream. But the dream can look like what it is you want to be rather than the big house and the 2.5 car
yeah.
garage or whatever the version of the dream is.
Yes, yes, that's so true because everybody, and the dream changes too as the circumstances. Because I almost just changed my whole career, going into business to go help my brothers because I was so struggling. And my brother mentioned one day, he can say, you know what are you doing driving cab? Just give that up and just come with us. You help me, I'm going to open a little grocery store for you and you can feed your family comfortably. What are you doing? So it is struggle, but I'm so grateful that I stay with it. And I'm so happy that I mean, lucky. I was lucky. Every situation where I tried to give up, then something came to help me. There's angels out there somewhere always helping me. So I always feel like I'm so blessed to be here and share my story with everybody. to give
Well,
any.
you have the right perspective on life. Okay, so I want to go back to, so you started with upcycling or recycling and using materials that were discarded to create art. And then how has your art transformed from there to where you are today?
Yeah, it happened while I was more kind of notice with my installation of using people's throwaways. Then one day I was invited by one Korean gallery to show in Korea. Then I went and I looked for my birthplace because I was born in little village with about like 20 families. So that was my fond memories I had. So I went there and I found a like little tiny house. It was shack, but I found it. And I remember there was a big dark kind of almost dead tree there. Then it just blew my mind. They were still surviving and greeting me almost, because that was the only memory I have, climbing up that trees and playing with it. And that tree was greeting me. So that spiritually touched me. So I start to work with the trees to express my social everyday life through the tree. Like I call it a tree portraits, because I use the trees, I make up trees to describe certain people I dealt with that day. So I worked with the trees for longest time until I moved to Akobak, and it happened to be have like totally overgrown half acre of bamboo.
Oh,
Next.
you're speaking my language because that's what we had here.
So I guess the previous owner was just tired of dealing with this bamboo. They took over.
Well, it's very challenging to keep up with.
Yes.
Because even if you give it even one spring season, it is a very resilient.
Well,
I mean, I don't like the word invasive, but that is what it is. It is a very resilient,
exactly.
invasive plant
Yep.
root system that if
Yes.
you don't keep up with, I mean, we had a few years of just letting it, because in the beginning, when we moved here, I kind of enjoyed the bamboo too, because it's a good barrier
Yes.
against the
Exactly.
wind and it's just
Yes.
beautiful, but it takes over very, very quickly.
Yes. So I mean, it was half acre of totally overgrown. It was surrounded by this, like my studio now, the storage space. But I said, you know what? I just totally forgot about this bamboo that we had. I grew up with when I was a child. So I said, I can do something with it.
Hmm.
So that's then one day while I was we were in COVID, we were going through COVID, and I look out the window. It was a very heavy snow day. This whole bamboo was totally bending down. I said, "Oh my goodness, what am I gonna do clearing this bamboo up?" Because they were all bent down from the weight of the snow. Then, soon as sun came out, next day they were started melting. Everybody just came straight up. I said, "Oh my goodness, that's it, that's it." So he taught me a lesson about the human, what we are going through, about the COVID. That we are going through this heavy burden, but we'll be okay. So
Wow.
I learned from that single incident that bamboo taught me a lesson about the human life. Don't get down on you. It's okay. Just let it be. The nature will take care of itself.
Wow, you're
So
making me super emotional because people, when we look at what you called a dead tree, right? I mean, people see dead tree, and you saw inspiration, and you saw emotion, and you saw poetry, right? And
yes,
now we look at bamboo here as invasive, and we need to chop it down, and we need to like sort of tame it. And you saw it as a teacher of life lessons. I mean, that
yes,
is beautiful.
yes. So that taught me a lesson. Then I start to change my subject matter to bamboo, because then I start to learn about what the good thing about the bamboo, other than just invasive. So I start to understand why Asian culture in love with bamboo, because you can use for anything you want food purpose or the functional. You see, and when you go to Asian culture, they use bamboo as a scaffolding, and not just decorative. But and also bamboo is such a strong root system. They really helps like landslides. So things like that, and also it absorbs 30% more oxygen than regular trees. All those things I start to research.
Wow.
So that's when I said, you know what? I'm gonna make this overgrown bamboo garden, make my own garden. So I have been working 8 years straight, going in there, clearing out, make a walkthroughs. Now the people come, they're like, oh my goodness. In Riverhead, we had this kind of bamboo garden looking thing because that's a part of my other artwork other than making paintings.
It's like living art.
Yes, yes, it is. Because it's all with people's throwaway pavers or bricks. I
Yes.
all use secondhand.
But yes, but the life lesson that you're teaching us all here today also, and I do want to get to you being a professor because you are actually a teacher, uh,
Yes,
is that there are so many ways to look at one thing, and just because all you see is bamboo, an invasive bamboo or something that's so common doesn't mean it can't be beautiful.
exactly. I think that's what another lesson I learned from bamboo is like I'm start to play with the bamboo more. Then I said, you know what? It's like we are going through this immigration, all crazy stuff going on. There are all the good and bad on everything in life. So bamboo is something that taught me a lesson. It's like, yes, bamboo can be very invasive, hard to control, but there's such a good quality about it. So I mean, when I trying to control it, I get rid of the bad bamboo. Yes, and I let the good bamboo stand out. It's like it's nothing different than in our society. Yes, we all agree we don't want bad people, but there are so many good quality about a lot of immigrants in this country who came here to work hard, and they are good citizens. So we need to really look at it. And I learned from all those things from nature. I try to associate myself because we are eventually will go back to nature anyway.
Tell me a little bit more about how you ended up becoming a professor.
It was very, very earlier. I mentioned I was a cab driver, and I pay myself through driving taxi cab to get my master's degree. But I want to be an artist, so I kept driving taxi cab. But I had two daughters. They are getting older and older. Now I just feel like I wasn't responsible for their good well-being because I don't have a health insurance, and I was struggling to meet the rent each month. So I said, you know what? I think I should look for teaching job. Then I had one passenger who happened to be a chairperson at Dowling College. Now it's a defunct. They're not there anymore in Oak there. And she goes, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm an artist, but I don't know how to get a teaching job." And she goes, "Oh, still, can I see some of your work?" So I had a like little catalog with my taxi cab next seat. So I just gave it to her. I said, "Take a look." And she looked at it, goes, "Oh, I have one opening for you. Do you want to teach?" I said, Where is it?" He said, "Oh, it's in Oakdale, Long Island." I said, "Oh, I don't know where that is. I never, I was just stuck in the city." So I said one day, I said, "You know what? It doesn't matter. I need to get a real job."
And you have a taxi anyway, so you can get there.
Exactly. So that's how I end up in Long Island because
Wow.
she gave me a class. So I started teaching there. Then I start loving teaching. Because at the beginning, I was just didn't want to be a teacher because I thought it would be taking away from my time. I just want to be an artist. But it was like when you're young, you think something very dumb. You think you're gonna make it.
Well,
So
sometimes we don't know where our choices are going to lead us, right? And you didn't
exactly.
know where this path would lead you, but now here, so many years later, and just from this little snippet of our conversation, I can see what an amazing teacher or supporter, or even just letting people let their light out, like supporting them to do that. I can see how you would be amazing at that.
I think I just share like what they bring in, because that's what all is about. Because I think that's the reason originally I didn't want to be a teacher, because my teachers were so trying to enforce their ideas on me, and I didn't like that. So I didn't realize I can change it. So my classroom, after first year, I start to say, wait a minute, my classroom is my canvas. Each student walk in, they bring in different color and texture. I'm gonna let them be. Each class, I'm gonna make a painting. So that was my mentality. Just change everything. About I love art, so why don't I apply my art making to my teaching? So now I do everything that's related to my art making. I don't separate my life and art making. They are all equal because I learn from one from other. So back and
Well,
forth.
and as you're talking, that's what I'm feeling. I feel like you're teaching art, but really you're teaching the art of life, because you're drawing upon your experiences and, more importantly, your beautiful perspective on life, which is so invaluable. Like, kids are probably, I don't know what age group you're teaching, but people are walking in there thinking they're learning art, but really you're teaching them the art of life.
Yes, yes, that's so true. Because now I'm getting older. I start to realize that when I was just doing it, because I just want to make sure I'm doing it something right. So I don't want to this youngster thinking they're not good enough. I hate that word. You're not good enough, because as long as you try, you're good enough. So that's what I try to keep telling them. Try your best. Then you're good enough. You're saying something. So it's not. Don't let other people judge you, because it's art is about you. So I try to enforce that you take that ownership in art. Nobody can take that away from you. So that I think that really click with my students. So I've been
And are
doing
you
this.
still continuing to teach? I see some comments
Yes,
here from your past students that are happy to still be in touch with you. And the best
yes.
teacher I've had my entire life. That's a big compliment.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. Because I do have a lot of artists that are practicing, and importantly, I have a lot of high school or secondary art teachers, my former students. That's what I'm really proud of, because what I talked about, they are applying in their classroom what art should be. Not don't force them to just learn about technique. That's what I learned in Korea. But now I say, no, you just have to really understand where they're coming from. That's what art is. Because it has been very fortunate that I have like very art successful former students, but most importantly, I create a lot of art educator. So I'm very proud of.
As you should be, as you should be. So, okay, after hearing this, I mean, I know I certainly want a piece of your art hanging, maybe right there on the wall, so you can see it on every episode. If someone is interested in purchasing art, can they reach out directly to you? Is
Yes.
your studio open for visitors? How does it work?
Yes, if I'm not showing, if they can, like I mentioned earlier, when I show locally, I used to have a major gallery in the city, but they are closed now. So I'm doing more international traveling shows. But if I did show locally, please support them, because gallery they need sales also. But if I'm not showing anywhere, then you can just contact me. You can come visit me, and you can purchase whatever you want. Because to me, it's like it's always interesting to talk about art. Some people say, I don't want to sell. I say, you know what? You're an artist. You want to be amateur or professional? I say, if you want to be a professional, you got to detach. Because once you did it, then you got to learn to sell it. Because to me, anything what I do is for sale because I want to do better one. That's that's my mentality. That's how
Yeah,
I see.
but it's an important topic you're touching upon because anything that people create is sort of becomes an extension of them and a part of them. So I'm glad that you're touching upon that because I too am amazed by artists that then let it go. Like you've
Yeah.
created something and then you just have to let it go into the world.
Yes, because you want someone you want to share who you are with your art. So now I am so happy when someone wants to purchase my work. Yes, when I was younger, I said, no, I cannot sell this. I cannot sell because it's part of me. But it is something that I always separate. I tell my students that's the separation of amateur versus a professional. Is you gotta learn to detach from your work. Once it's created, yes, it's part of you. When you're into your soul is into it, but once it's done, you gotta learn to let it go.
Well, I
So
look at it as like almost like the you're the tree because the process of creating it is within you, and maybe each of your art pieces are like leaves, and it's okay to let the leaves go and let new leaves come because you can create another one, right?
yes, yes, because that's a good reference point about the nature teaching me. Yes, it is so true because you gotta sometimes you have to trim the trees, right? You gotta
and
trim
and they'll
them.
come and they come back
Exactly.
stronger and bigger and healthier and
Yeah.
all of those things. Yes.
Yeah, that is so true because that's
um
that's the whole my mentality about learning from all the nature around me. Yes, so right.
Oh my God, I could continue this conversation with you for an hour, Sung. I'm so grateful to have crossed your path and so grateful that you reached out to us because we would have missed out on hearing about this is one of the reasons that Tracy and I do this show every week is so we can be more connected to our community and also
Mhm.
share what's going on in our community. And I feel like you are such an amazing part of what you're
Oh.
doing for your art, obviously, but also more for your life philosophy. And I would love for you to come back at another time so we can talk more about life and art.
Sure, sure. So it's really nice that you are doing this because people like myself, we are still discovering North Fork. So, and has the people has been so wonderful about sharing their experience and let us know where to go. And we met so many friends out here. So it's so grateful for that. People are so nice up here.
Yes. Week after week, that's the theme we hear about the community. And even though the community is changing because more people are moving in,
Yeah.
I mean, similar to you, the way I look at it is more to experience and more to discover, because there's always change in the air. So I do want to jump into our No Full Life 5 because I would
Yes.
like your perspective on our questions. So if you were taking Tracy and I out to breakfast, lunch, or dinner, your choice, where would we go and what might we eat?
Well, it's a tough one because there are so many. But as you may know, my wife is also into different type of art. She's a pianist and she's a singer. So
Oh, I
she
did
doesn't.
not know. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's a Gail Stone. She just had a big sold out concert as a uh, James Paul Meeting House.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, we need to have her on the
yeah,
show
yeah.
so we can hear more about what she does.
Oh yeah, she's amazing. She's just amazing. She just had her new release, really her new composition.
Okay.
But she loves to cook, so
Oh,
it's just a lot of times we just don't go out as much. But anyway, when we do go out, we stay very local. There's one place right by our house we pass by all the time on the docks or on South Jamesport. There's a watershed we like to go, and one other place, the Grana, is a very beautiful little restaurant we love.
all three good places that you picked. I mean, again, like I said, I know Tracy lives in Aquabog, so I know exactly where On the Docks is at the end of the road.
Yes,
Beautiful location, and I people come there by boat. I mean, hence the name. It's
Yes,
on the dock. Good
yes,
seafood. Yes, that's a
yes.
great choice.
Those,
So maybe one of these days we will meet you there and continue this conversation in person. That would
I
be
would love
wonderful.
to. Yes, yes.
Okay, so brewery, vineyard, cocktail, mocktail. What's your choice and preference, and where would we find you enjoying it?
Well, Watershed makes a good cocktails, obviously. Yeah, my wife will say Cosmo. Their Cosmo is a killer.
Well,
But
it comes in such a pretty glass, first of all. So, so for me, you eat with your eyes. So you see that pretty glass with the garnish. I'm in.
yes, yes. But I'm a more beer person, so I like brewery setups. So I do like a Greenport brewery because they do have live music. We
Yes.
do love live music with our drinks.
And
So
somehow they find the best bands. I have never been to the brewery where the music is not good. They just find the
yeah,
best bands to play there.
yes, I really enjoy going there.
Okay, I love this question for you. Sunrise or sunset, and where do you catch one?
I'm so lucky. I get to when I go to work early enough to see sunrise because I my house is right by the Peconic Bay Boulevard, so there is little. Um, I drove right on the edge, so I get to see them all the time. The sunset, sunrise.
Sunrise,
Then
yes.
coming home, I get to see sunset. So it's just like whole this Peconic Bay. I always enjoy. Sometimes one. I don't know the exact name of it. There's one coming from like Ferry or Greenport. There's one beach to the right. Maybe some South Hall, maybe.
On the bay. Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. So
Yeah,
it's
to
at
the right.
South Old Town Beach. Yes, the
Yeah,
South Old,
that's
where you can drive up and just see it from your car. You don't. Yeah.
exactly. That's the best sunset spot.
I will say though, pro tip, in winter from that beach, you can't actually see the sun go in the water because there's a little bit of a bend, so the sun moves way farther left. So right
Oh,
now, I think
yeah.
6 or maybe 7 or 8 months it's really great, but right now the sun you can't actually see it go into the
Oh,
water from that location. But
oh, that's good
otherwise,
to know.
it is a beautiful beach because I myself forget, and I drove there one day and I was like, I can't see it.
Oh, we are usually there in summertime driving and
Yes, yes,
admiring. So
yes, yes.
that makes sense. That makes
Yes,
sense.
and living by the sun now I have a better appreciation of the sun doesn't stay in the same
Wow.
spot and it moves so much to the left. So now with the time change and the 4:30 sunsets, blah blah blah, that from the town beach, I mean it still has a beautiful glow. You
Yeah.
just can't actually see the sun dipping into the water because it's
Oh,
gone too far left.
oh,
Kenny's Beach in Southold, 12 months out of the year you can see it on the water. So just
oh,
little
thank
PSA.
you. See, that's why I need some more information. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. If but you sound like you cook a lot at home. So what farm stands do you end up at? And specifically, what are you getting where?
When we first moved here, we signed up for CSA, as it used to call Earth Farm
Oh
right
my
by
God,
our
Golden
house.
Acres. That's really close to
Yes,
you. Yes.
yes, we
I
were right
love
on the
that farm. Kelly
yeah.
and the team there is so amazing.
Yes, we were belong to membership there, so we really enjoyed it. But just driving up to our house, we have two beautiful little farm there, Hubbard farm stand and little Jen's farm stand. We just right close to each other. So
Yes.
you pass Hubbard farm stand, then you go on the docks to the right, then you make a left turn. There's a Jen farm stand. So we are so lucky that we are surrounded by beautiful farm stands. So we
Yeah.
get all just beautiful fresh vegetables year round, basically.
Yes, it's a beautiful place to
Yeah.
live. I mean, I think this entire half hour has been a good representation of community and what the North Fork means to those of us who are lucky enough to end up here. But tell us in your words, what do you love being a part of about being a part of the North Fork community?
Well, number one, the nature, what the nature bring us. We used to hike a lot, and it's a people. That's what really impresses me that I didn't know about. That recently my wife got me to play pickleball, and this community of people are amazing. They are so open, love to share. So I love not just the environment, that's a quietness and a beautiful scenery, but the people. That's what draw us in more and more, learning about North Fork. So I'm so grateful to get to know people more and more. I just have to get to the art scene more. That's my, because I've been busy fixing my studio, making art, but now I was little kind of lazy toward meeting other professional artists. So that's what my agenda now. I gotta go to more openings and stuff.
Well, William Reese is a beautiful place to do that because Mary represents so many different artists there. And so that, yeah, I know that your art is already there.
Oh yeah,
So,
Mary, and we are like a family. She is so wonderful because of their
yes.
family, and we always hang out. And she's so open. She connects to people. Yes, Mary is. If you don't know any about the William Reese Gallery, she always have a nice work there. And Alex Ferron is another wonderful gallerist. So I'm so fortunate to have so close to those two galleries close to me.
Well, my heart is so filled with gratitude that our paths crossed. I'm so filled with inspiration and your energy because it is just beautiful. So thank you for that.
Oh,
Um,
that's so sweet. Thank you
Thank you for
so
joining
much.
us. And like I said, I look forward to stopping in and eventually at some point finding a piece that speaks to me that can sit on my wall and continue to inspire.
Please do. Please do. Anytime, just shoot me an email
Sounds
or
good. No,
you
we're
can
going to
text
meet it
me.
on the docks. Like I said, Tracy lives very close to you. So that's an
All right.
easy. Oh, no, we're going to hang out and meet on the docks with your wife and we're going to make it happen.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much. Have a great weekend and we'll see
You
you all
too.
next Friday.
We'll be
Bye.
driving down to the Pennsylvania right now.
Okay. Good luck with your solo show.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye
Bye.
bye. Thank you.